gave it all away, and now has come the day. There's nothing left to give. I waited here so long, I listened for your song, and fell right through what you said. There's nothing left to give. Nothing left to give. There's nothing left to give.
Hey there guys, Magnus here, and today guys, I am so happy to bring you Necrobarista. I have been watching this game for what feels like forever, and it's had a few setbacks. Originally it was supposed to launch in 2019, and that didn't happen, but I'm so glad that it's finally out. Took it a little bit, but this is a very, very special game in that it is a visual novel, but it is a visual novel that has the style and the visual representation cranked up to like 100.5. It's very stylistic, very cinematic. Their main inspirations were, you know, anime and very like movie cinematics, I guess would be the best way to portray it. But I am very excited to bring this to you guys. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. Do I click a thing? Am I supposed to click? Apparently, yes. They thought of the faraway grave on the plain. They thought of the comrade who came not again. They lifted their glasses, and sadly they said, "We drink to the name of the mate who is dead." Henry Lawson. Ha! So bloody damp down here. I know we're in a cellar, but I don't suppose you have a window we could open or anything. Yeah, we've got a vent that leads outside somewhere. Maddie, can you open it? Get some fresh air coming through. I'm pretty sure it's got a dumpster or something sitting on top of it right now. Besides, I'm busy. Just grin and bear it. Can we get this over with? We've done this before, old man. You know it takes a while to set up. Calm your farm. I do not appreciate your tone. Alright. Can we get some more light on maybe? Or lights on maybe? With all the crap you've got scattered around this place, I'd like to at least know where I'm putting my feet. Ashley, would you mind? Thanks. You're more organized than last time, I see. Practice makes perfect. Hey, Maddie. How much more wire do we need? I think that's enough. Great. Now. Jay. What's up, little P? I found you a chair. Ah, thank you. So, this whole thing, really it's not legal, yeah? Maddie wasn't clear on that. Yes, the council found it. Confronting. For good reason, I suppose. Because it utterly upsets the natural order, mate. It's not just a bureaucracy. Trust you. Hey, Cartoons, how you doing? Most rules can be bent, after all. And Maddie had a particular fascination with breaking rules, as I'm sure you've realized. Hey, don't give her all the credit. Ah. Is this related to her gambling for time? Mm-hmm. So, the transfer was the same sort of magic we're doing now, yes. Small scale, though. Doing it on a larger scale requires a bit more preparation. The council successfully suppressed all available information about it, though. For good reason. What happens if something goes wrong? Well, you don't tend to mess it up more than once. Or try it again after you fail, for that matter. Stubborn scholars notwithstanding. What do you even call this sort of magic, then? Question's irrelevant. Because it's banned. Badass? I call it badass. Well, by definition, it is a conduit ritual. But looking past all the smoke and mirrors and fancy names, you can call it necromancy. I don't think it's on the Switch just yet. This is actually on PC. But I know it is coming to the Switch. From your hazy memories, a certain word calls out to you. Necromancy. You truly try desperately to remember what it meant. Am I supposed to click again? Am I supposed to click again? Oh, I select... Okay, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? This fragment of a memory stays with you. Piece together the past. Remember what transpired. And never forget. You are... Scattered, practice, burdened, disheveled, blenders, messy, stormed. I can't read the rest of that. Where's to whack? Where's to whack? I was expecting more of a, very trudgy, like, very slow steps, but I am, quick as a whip. What's this way? Ah, the darkness. Great. Fantastic. Glad I know. Hello? Anybody here? No? Guess I'm just gonna keep going this way then. I mean, you know, it's just raining. I'm just getting soaked. Oh, that's a pretty window. Not a window, I guess. More of a grate. Why do you have that? What purpose does that serve? Very good, sir. Madam, whoever owns this establishment. There's a tree growing in that house. I guess I'm supposed to go in here. It's the only place that's got light. Terminal house rules. Terminal house rules. Maddie's rules. 1. Welcome both living and dead. Patrons will be served in order that... Okay. Okay, let me read that. Maddie's rules. 1. We welcome both living and dead. Patrons will be served in the order they arrived. 2. Don't ask who's alive. If someone wants you to know, they'll tell you. 3. The dead have 24 hours. Strictly enforced. 24 hours and 5 minutes. Not, 24 hours and 5 minutes is not 24 hours. 4. No, we don't have Wi-Fi. Man! Yes, there's no cell reception. Aether and radio signals don't play nice together. 5. Report broken items and other anomalies to staff. You don't clean up your broken glass or spiritual rift if we don't know about it. 6. Don't feed the Eidolons. They can't eat, and offering them food just reminds them of that cruel fact. Wow. Okay. Well, those sound like, reasonable rules. Very dark in here, though. Ah, thank you. Mysterious. Nobody. Guess I'll continue. Yeah, sure. No, I'm just gonna leave. You know, get out of here. I don't usually stick around in creepy warehouses that supposedly are cafes. Part 1. The terminal. Carlton, Victoria. Does that say Carlton? Yeah, it's Carlton. Australia. 3053. Experts from online reviews, or excerpts. Pretty unremarkable coffee. Barista speaks Chinese, but exclusively uses it to mock people to their faces. I'm very self-conscious about my top hat now. Observed little girls running around the cafe with knife, unsupervised. Came down with deep sense of ennui after visiting. Don't know what that is. Hope it's not bad. Was rudely told to stop being a big dweebus after complaining about burnt taste in coffee. The coffee's some of the best I've ever had. 5 stars. Disclosure. I have no taste buds. That's great. Madeline sighed and began cleaning a glass. She glanced up at the person who just walked in. but he didn't seem quite ready to approach the counter. Hey, mate. You right? Ah. You can see me? Yeah. There's day. You can order something. I haven't walked around for hours. Or I've been walking around for hours. Nobody was listening to me. I don't know how I ended up here. I think you'll find it was the front door. He chuckled nervously and took a deep breath. Right. Where am I? This, dearly departed, is a terminal. Carlton's finest. Departed? They say our coffee is to die for. So, I don't really know how to go about this. Ask me anything, man. It's not like you're the first disheveled and disoriented dead dude to drop in. What does everyone else ask? Well, they generally start with that one. Oh, shit. And they always say that. Then there's the embarrassed silence. Alright. I get it. You always this mean to everyone that comes through? Or is this just pitiful ones like me? Just the pitiful ones. I guess that's consistent. Always felt like people saw me as a pitiful guy. Nah, I'm just kidding. No, I promise you're right. I'm a fucking sad sack. I don't even know how I died. But I bet it was painful, or pitiful and meaningless. Just like everything else about me. I'm never gonna have a chance to make things better for myself. I'm stuck like this. Come on. And now I'm sitting in a cafe for dead people falling apart in front of all of the barista. Pull yourself together, my dude! He blinked and slowly came back to earth. No breakdowns in the cafe, please! Promise, man. You are okay. I know how it is. Are you? No? But I've had 100 people like you walk through the door. So I'm just averagely messy. Can't even do that right. Sean, you have 24 hours left on this plane until you have to move on to the next place. And I don't think you want to spend them having one big, long, extended panic attack. 24 hours? Oh, shite. What I'm saying is, everything's okay. It just takes some deep breaths. We'll sort this out. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a fuss. It's not like I have anything else to be doing. Don't worry about it. Are you sure? I'm kind of a burden. You're not. Chin up, mate. Let me tell you about this place. It's pretty cool. So I first wandered here about 4 years ago. And that's how long you've got before you got to move on. 24 hours. I don't know when to not when to click and when not to click. 24 hours to find out who killed me, or who killed you? I'd probably be a good detective movie, right? Race against time? Or race against... Oh, I guess that was him talking. I guess. But what's the point of... if you have to move onwards at the end anyway? Kind of strips it of meaning. I don't even know if you'd care once you get to the next place. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a nihilist to be anything but a constant buzzkill. Yeah, I guess the pressure sounds like a lot. Honestly, I'm still wrapping my head around all this. Seems a bit outlandish, doesn't it? That's the word. I guess it'd be disappointing if you found out that you just died quietly in your sleep or something, though. Yeah. Most people don't die from being murdered. Mostly sickness. Or old age. Or lawnmower accidents. Well, they call them accidents. But really, loads of lawnmowers are possessed by evil spirits. That said... Wait. Hold on. You can't just drop that like it's nothing. Possessed lawnmowers? Seriously? Anything with spinning blades tends to attract them. Garden equipment, garbage disposals, blenders. They're a right pain in the arse. Gotta exercise the blender at least once a month. That's wild. Hey, Shaggy, how you doing? So, I don't know if it's weird to ask, but is everyone in here dead? Yeah. You said that this was a cafe for dead people. Does that mean it's everyone? Or are some of these people just really into ghost cafes? That might be an oversimplification. Not everyone in here's dead. But this is one of the only stopping points between here and there. So we get a lot of your type. That's also why the rent's so high. Because those vampires who own the place know we get a lot of foot traffic. Literal vampires? No. Just baby boomers with a lot of money. Same thing, I guess. This is Necrobarista. It's a 3D visual novel that deals with death, basically. So, to answer your question, there are 9 customers here right now. Out of those 9, yourself included, I'd say 4 or 5 of them are just passing through on their way to next place. How can you tell? Once you've worked here for a while, you get a sort of 6th sense for these kind of things. Gotcha. Passing below the screen? I mean, yeah, I can move it. Speaking of 6th senses, I've got one for trouble. You have 2 6th senses? Hello, Ashley. Ashley was a young girl who'd adopted Maddie and Che a couple years back. Much in the same way that a puppy adopts a squeak toy. She was ferociously smart and a budding genius, but still a kid nonetheless. Today, she smelled strongly of motor oil. Her right arm was coated with it. Maddie knew she'd have to help her clean it off the joint later. And she wore a look on her face that said, I am invincible. I'm an invincible genius. She was mostly right about that one. And Maddie hated it. Alright, I know that look. Spit it out. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Cut the crap, kid. What'd you do this time? I'm dealing with a customer here. I'm not really needing any attention. I am dealing with a customer. I need something to hold a joint for me while I screw something in. Don't you have any clamps? We got a bunch of your birthday last month. They're all being used for other very important things. They were not. I'm pretty sure I saw one upstairs about 10 minutes ago. I need a helper. Ashley, I'm busy. Please? Hey. I could probably... Ashley, you've got to let us work. We're not gonna let anything done if I have to keep going upstairs to hold screwdrivers and confiscate steak knives. Ashley's pout was legendary. But over time, Maddie had grown immune to it. Hey, no dice. What about Che? He can help. He's in the kitchen, emptying the dishwasher. You know, the dishwasher that you were meant to empty an hour ago. Oh. Huh. It's really no trouble. Hey! Why don't I take this guy? He doesn't have anything to do. He's dead. Hey! Come on. Ashley. I don't have the energy to argue with you. I'm sure he just wants to relax. Dying takes a lot out of you. Also, manners. Oh, you've talked about this. You've got to be more respectful in front of customers. Please? I'm happy to go upstairs. Really, it's fine. I don't have anything better to do. And I'm super dead. I'm cool with it. That's me. Kashan. Very dead guy. You sure? I could just send her back upstairs. Promise. It's fine. I'd just sit around and be a pain otherwise. Perfect. Come on, Peen. Or Peon. You've got work to do. Can't tell if okay, I click. Deep down, Maddie knew that she wasn't giving Ashley enough attention. And that was causing her to act out. She felt guilty as hell about it. But at the same time, she didn't think she'd be able to solve that particular problem anytime soon. For both their sakes, she had to work on keeping the cafe afloat. Even if it meant that Ashley would be required to deal with stuff on her own for a little while. and she knew she was being callous. Her internal monologue was doing a very good job of whispering and cruel nothings to her in quiet moments. But even then, she had to truly wonder if there wasn't. You know, I reckon that place needs some paints. Ah, damn it, Clay! Don't sneak up on me like that, you old bastard. What's on your mind, Maddie? I was drifting off, but I looked like I was thinking weighty thoughts. Extremely. It's nothing important. I'm just resting. It's just my resting bitch face. Nah, it's different this time. How so? Right now, your expression reminds me of that time you challenged that samurai cosplayer to a fist fight. Ow. You mean the one who who barged in, waving his gift store katana around, demanding satisfaction after I told him I wouldn't put 15 shots in his coffee? That's a weirdly specific facial expression to refer to. What's it look like? The natural reaction of someone who's just been threatened with 1,000-fold Nippon steel. You don't have to reenact it. The memory is precisely enough that I can picture it clearly. I can't tell who's talking. A sort of deep disgust, mixed with a tinge of pity and just a touch of decision. Ha! It's me. What a mood. You alright? Real talk. I'm fine. Is that an I'm actually fine? Or more of an I'm having trouble processing or expressing my feelings and would like the conversation to move in a different direction? Fine. The latter. Pharaoh. Offer's still open if you'd like to talk things out. In the meantime, sorry. Can I grab that tea towel? My hands are wet. Oh. Yeah, here you go. Oh. You just like doing the dishes by hand. So do you like doing the dishes by hand, or? I could have sworn I told Ashley to empty the dishwasher earlier. It's busted. Door latch is broke, so I'll have to get someone in to fix it. I don't want to make Ashley wash them by hand anyway. Her arms get rusty. So I did it. No problem. Makes sense. So anyway, we're going to have to organize a repair. Unless you want to let Ashley give it a shot. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of who's talking with the when the camera pans away from the characters. I'm like, okay, wait, who's talking? Wait, no, wait. Which voice did I have for this one? I'd give him a call myself, but our landline stopped working last week. You have a landline? Yes. Ancient technology. You can transmit sound through a physical cable. An elephant tool for a more civilized age. Only works when you pay the phone bill, though. I don't know if it'd be cheaper to get repaired. Or just buy a new one and give Ashley the old one for parts. The costs are pretty close, all things considered. Yeah, hey. Don't stress. You'll worry yourself into an early grave. Hey, you spent 50 years digging holes? Can't talk shit about me about digging myself an early grave. Can you, old guy? Ow. Old guy. I'll have you know I'm barely 170-ish. Where's the lie? It was the middle of a gold rush. Everyone and his dog was busy digging holes. Only thing different about me is that I eventually started digging up things more interesting than gold. Didn't dig up any mobile phones though, did ya? Could have gotten yourself a head start on learning how to work them. Hey, so, I know you're a bit stressed right now, but I think you need to put in an order for a new kitchenware soon. For more kitchenware soon. I know. It's another thing that costs money. We're beginning to run out of cutlery though. It keeps disappearing to somewhere. So I don't know how long I can wait before we get some more. Gravy, I can't talk. I don't know if we can afford that this month. Just, you know, everything's a bit too pricey right now. Doesn't help that the coffee cartels keep pushing prices up. I don't think the imported two suburbs over is part of the cartel. They seem quite nice. You ever spoken to them? They're obviously criminals with the rates they charge. Wholesale my arse. And yet, we keep buying from them. Well, yeah. Beans are good. It's just everything else on top of them that's stressing me out. Yeah. I'll happily accept the blame for some of that. It's fine. You don't have to. I know it's all on me. I've just got to figure out how to pay everything off. Everything? And everyone. Ugh. The time debt we owe to the Council of Death is the absolute last thing I have, or I want to think about right now. I've lost enough sleep over it already. Hey, I'm here to help. I'm worried about you, you know? You had a lot of responsibility dropped on you in a very short period of time. And I can't help but feel a little bit, culpable for that. No. Yeah, I know. And you... can't thank you enough. Shh. It's alright. I'll just live together. We'll figure it out, just like we always do. I just don't have to deal with it, you know? I get it. And I don't want you to feel like I'm imposing or interfering too much. I know the cafe's yours now. And even though things are a bit much at the moment, I know I keep saying this, Maddie, but I don't know how much time we have to deal with all this before things start falling apart. Things are already falling apart. Regardless, you're going to have to face reality at some point. Oh my lord, I know! I don't need any more reminders from you. Buck off. The council's always sitting at the back of my mind. I'm doing my best over here. My best is all I can do, okay? Just because you're my best friend, and my old boss, and my mentor, doesn't mean I need you preaching at me about how I need to deal with my problems. Because they're my problems now, not yours. Alright, no worries. I'll give you some space. Might go check on Ashley. You seen her recently? She's upstairs. Dragged a customer up there, talked about clamps or something. I'd better go rescue them then. Be back in a bit. Damn it. We need more plants in here, don't we? We're gonna strap the big old steak knife to it and make them fight each other. I love it. This is gonna be great. I want to build something that gets up on the TV, on that TV show, Row Royale, with flamethrowers on it. You're not gonna put one on this little guy, are you? A flamethrower? Probably not. But I want you to record the fight on my phone, so we can send it to the producers. Yeah, sure thing. Let's get this knife attached. Pass me those zip ties. Zip ties? And the knife. Knife? And my coffee. Are you sure? We even gave you that. Coffee! Damn it. It's empty. Coffee's empty, Kishon. The world is beginning to vibrate! Maybe it's good that your cup remaineth empty, yeah? I think my cup needs to runneth with more espresso in it. How many shots did you put in there? Too many, Kishan! But did anyone ask Icarus how many shots of espresso he had? Yeah, I'm reading a book about Icarus. He flew to the sun. I'm cultured. In unrelated news, I have a headache. I think you might want to read a little bit more about Icarus. There's a twist ending to that one. I'm holding a knife, Kashan. No spoilers. No spoilers. Promise. Alright, I'll just say maybe she won't sling a knife at me this time. Who knows? Ahem. Hey, kids! Ah! Intruder! Sean! My buddy! My pal! Did I get him? No. You missed. Damn it. But... wait. You threw it on purpose? Extremely on purpose, yes. I'm fine, by the way. Oh, it's just you. Would it have been worse if it was someone else? Probably. Unless they were an actual spy come to steal my robot designs. Then it would have been good. I think I'm crashing. Oh no. Is she okay? Did I kill her? She'll wake up about 15 minutes with no ill effects. But you probably shouldn't give her any more coffee. she turns into a real goblin. Oh. She told me that it'd make her immeasurably powerful. I mean, she's not wrong. But, you know, great power, great responsibility, yada yada. She's 13. Kid's got plenty of energy already. Maybe not the sense of responsibility, though. Yeah, I don't even know how I ended up sitting here attaching knives to robots. She's very convincing. You don't have to tell me, mate. She basically lives here. Her parents would kill me if they'd found out she nearly killed me. Pretty good blind throw, though. You make me proud in the weirdest ways. Huh? Did she learn from the best? She did, but the best definitely wasn't me. Maddie's pretty deadly with knives. Loves her flashy tricks. Bad habit, probably. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. My name's Che. I used to own this place. Now I just sort of sit around and cause trouble and sometimes have knives thrown at me, I guess. I'm Kashan, and I died today. Ah! I'm alive! I'm alive! Oof, we got a loud one over here. Oh, be nice. You know it's scary working up. Big lights coming toward me! I think it's reliving its last moments. Looks like it. What's happening? I have no idea. Hello. I do not remember having this many limbs. Join the club, pal. We are reborn in a new image. I see. I'm Kepler. Nice to meet you. And I'm Jacoby. I am undefined. I don't know if that name will stick. His body is made of milk carton. Should we just call him Milk? No, too basic. Imagine if you called me Goon just because I made of a goon box. I wouldn't like that at all. Ash was yelling about something called Loveless the other day. That's a good one, I think. How's our new friend feel about it? Acceptable. Excellent. Nice to meet you, Loveless. I have no idea what I just watched. From your hazy memories, certain words call out to you. These words may be the key to unlocking the mysteries of what happened in this place. Let's see what happens. I'm assuming I'm supposed to pick 7. I don't know which ones are good and which ones are bad, so I'm just picking at random. And I'm not picking the really mean words. I don't know if those are right. As they flutter through your mind, you focus on a few and try to remember what they mean. Guests. Convincing. Ashley. Genius. Ashley. Cosplayer. Guests. Daddy. Oh, they do have little icons. Okay. Icarus lore. Perhaps with time, you may be able to cling to more of the fragments that flutter through your mind. What fragments will you choose to carry with you? What is it that you find precious? Do I select any more or anything? Guess not. Yeah, I know there were the ones that were highlighted. I just, like, I don't think. Whoa, jeez, I'm not ready for that. But I don't think they're, like, I don't know if we're supposed to, like, be picking specific words or just words at random. Fisherman and I. Okay, wait, so wait, I can pick where I go? I guess so. Interesting. I just want to look around this place for a minute. This is beautiful. I would definitely kill to be in this. Oh, can I not go upstairs? Ah, there we go. Oh, nope. Oh, I want to try and go upstairs. Can I go upstairs? Oh, locked off. Caution. Cleaning in progress. Okay, so I'm guessing it'll unlock as we progress. Notepad will help out? How so? Like, I know this is where we started. So, like, okay, take this one for instance, Judgment. We can't do it yet, because we don't have... Yeah, some memories seem to evade you. Seems you have to come back to this one later. So you need to have specific currencies, like specific people's stuff. Like for this one, I think I've got enough for, oh no, I need whatever that one is to do that one. So it's a matter of picking, I guess, whoa, why is this blue? Why am I blue? What is happening? Oh, it's the blue light. Okay. It's like, what is happening? Why am I this way? That's a question I don't think anyone can answer. Okay, so I still need that one. So would I have had to replay that entire mission to get more stuff? Okay, I think I've got... Okay, I've got enough for her, for Ashley's journal. And then this one, I think, yeah, I've got enough for this. Oh, nope, I don't. Okay, so I've only got enough for Ashley's journal. Good to know. Unless there's more, I don't know. This place is really nice. Wait, I was gonna say there's more. Okay, so yeah, I need more. This is really nice. Okay, yeah, maybe a notepad would be helpful. Thankfully, I have one specifically for games that I let's play. Because I'm weird. Okay, let me find a... I guess I could use a pencil. I really need to bring like a pen up here at some point. Okay. Alright, let's go to... Alright. I haven't used this journal since we played Foxtail? Yeah. Okay, so the only problem is I don't know what symbols mean what. Can I check it? Whoa. Let me save. Can I save? Do I need to save? Okay, memories, here we go. Okay, so I don't actually need to write these down. Oh, okay, so it actually shows me... Oh, that's handy. Okay, so yeah, I can only do Ashley's. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So I guess I don't need this, so I'm gonna wrap the back up then. Also need to keep an eye on the time. Battle Royale Robots Power Rankings. Windless. When I first saw the name of this bot, I thought it was styled to be like a girl who could run, control storms, and run like a ninja. A real Blast the Wind. Or maybe a girl of the elements. Something with the ability to become the wind itself. If I were a windlass, I would vanish in an instant. Whenever Maddie appeared. Oh, she's talking. Okay, I'm not gonna do her voice. She would look around and say, "Where's Ashley?" But I would be right there. But she would notice it because I would be one with the wind. And when she left, I would fade back into the room like a ninja. This would only work outside and in rooms that are really breezy, so I would probably set up fans in the workshop to make it really drafty. Then I looked it up online and learned that windlass is actually a fancy name for a winch used to pull anchors up, which at first made me think that this bot was lame. It works by hooking its arm under enemy bots and pulling it up to lift them over. Even tries to smash the other bot to bits or melt it with fire. It never even tries to do that. But then I watched it in action and realized that flipping your enemy on their back to incapacitate them is an ultimate ninja move. Windlass moves like a master, spending the entire match trying to bait its opponent into exposing its weakness. And then, like a ninja master that knows how to jab at exactly the right pressure point on the back of the neck to make her enemy's head explode, oddly specific, Windlass grabs the enemy's bot one part of its that happens to be sticking out at the wrong time and flips it on its back. No, most bots only have wheels or legs at the bottom, not on the top, so when you flip them over, they are totally helpless and the match is over. To avoid this happening, make sure to keep the wheels on the top as well. When I make a bot like Windlass, I'm going to call it Badass, because that's what it is. Oh, is that it? Oh. Well, I feel silly. Okay, well, that took care of that. Oh, so these aren't necessarily... Okay, I was thinking that was chapters. That's just supplemental content. Okay. Continue. Please go on. See, I don't know, since it's moving, am I supposed to click on it? Or just wait for it to finish? I can't tell. I'm gonna let this play out. See where this goes. Okay, I think it stopped. And I'd love to see that. I could use a pick-me-up. I can't promise it'll be there. Kinda inconsistent. Still though, a hallway that's only there sometimes? How do you get to the kitchen otherwise? There's another slightly longer and one that we use instead. It's much less exciting, but on the upside, it's constantly there. I love telling new people about it though. Reaction's always hilarious. I definitely didn't expect to be getting enthusiastic today over a weird quantum hallway. Or enthusiastic at all, actually, because as soon as I stopped to think about it, I realized I'm actually extremely messed up about this. I understand your life has gotten very weird very fast, conceptually speaking. Or, your unlife. I should be better at talking about this by now, shouldn't I? Geez, that's not a fun one to think about, huh? I just keep talking about I just keep talking about the hallway so I can keep my mind off this. To be honest, I'm not sure I could even properly explain a lot of what goes on in here. The building's mildly sentient. Too much magic in the soil for it to not be really. So the cafe's alive? Not necessarily. Plenty of things have come to life here, but as far as we can tell, the building itself doesn't really fall into that category. Also, it mostly tends to shift itself in ways that are helpful instead of frustrating, so... A quantum hallways. I'm making myself a cuppa. Oh! We can click on the words! Yeah, a cup of tea. I know how that is. I know what that means. You want something? No, I'm good for now. Also, what's that barista's name? I didn't actually catch it and I feel like a jerk. Ah, Maddie. He's the owner now. Not just a barista. Still makes coffee, of course. But since she's the owner now, she has a lot more to juggle. Why ask? Got your eye on her, eh? Oh. I have a boyfriend. I don't like the silence. Had? Oh, Jesus is a lot. I can't imagine how he's feeling. I gotta think about it. Okay. Yep. Okay. I want that drink now. I think I want something a little more potent than coffee right now. Sorry. Don't enable him, Kishon. Gosh. I can get you something stronger, mate. Do you like bourbon? I know what bourbon is, but... I don't know if clicking on the words helps. Or is that too weak? I thought this was a cafe. Well, it is. Mostly. We do serve alcohol, though. And stronger things on request. Stronger? Like what? See, why can't you have the lookup word for that? Regato? I don't even know what that is. Absinthe? That I know. Pure ethanol? You think a place like this wouldn't have something stronger than that? Stronger than pure ethanol? Sure. Remind me later and I might pull out some of my special reserves. Don't enable him, Kishon. Hey, someone's gotta drink it. I know you're not gonna touch the stuff aside from setting it on fire. I have perfectly good reasons for wanting to set a puddle of distilled soul on fire. We'll agree to disagree on that. So, Kishon, what'll it be? Actually, I changed my mind on the coffee. Can I order something complex? Gotta treat myself on my last day on Earth. I'm after a sugar rush. We have the ingredients. Shouldn't be an issue. Maddie can whip it up for you. Cool. In that case, can I have a large quadruple shot? Double vanilla caramel, no foam, super hot. Reverse, coconut milk macchiato. And this is where they've lost me. Oh my lord. With 2 sugars and whipped cream on top? Maddie? Yes, dearest. Can you, I don't quite know how to... Is that real? Oh, is that too much? I was gonna ask for a splash of bourbon in it, but that seemed a little extra. Well, yes, it is too much. It is a bad order, and I hate it. How bad? Worst one you ever seen? No, I just hate it. Dang. Very simple word. That increased my urge to set the espresso machine on fire so I wouldn't have to think about making coffee ever again. Maddie has the classic symptoms of being a pyromaniac. She's definitely not a pyromaniac. Except the bourbon bit. I'll put that in your coffee too. So with that all in mind, I have a counter offer. Yeah? I'll make you another double shot long black. And I'll put bourbon in it. But I won't call you a hipster this time. If you decline my offer, I'll strip your soul from your body and use it to scrub the counters at closing time. It will smell delicious afterwards. If that's any consolation. Yikes. That sounds like a competitive counteroffer. Not the soul thing. I'll take the coffee. What generosity knows no bounds? Nor me. So in conclusion, that order sucked because it's inordinately complex to make. Has a heart attack's worth of sugar in it, and is something that only impatient jerks ask for. Is it possible to die twice? Yep. You can die twice if you're brought back from the dead. Or if you manage to really annoy someone between here and the next place. Which is more likely because resurrection is legal. Resurrection is reserved for emergencies, and the council is very particular in definitions about what constitutes as an emergency. Many centuries passed without a single qualified emergency. But if you're asking whether you can get a heart attack or whatever, the answer is no. Life and death have slightly different meanings here. Can't die from natural causes. It's a bit complex and weird, and we're still in the process of figuring out how it all works. I'm over 200 years old, and I still haven't made proper sense of it yet. Just got some vague ideas. Right. So, what's keeping me from just staying here? Like, I'm already dead. Why do I have to go in the next place? You've got a certain number of hours you're allowed to remain on the edge of the mortal realm. Hours are fungible. Fungible? They can be brought, sold, and exchanged. Generally speaking, with the council of death always collects on debts owed to them. And you'll start running up on a debt if you stay here too long. Your soul starts to get itchy too. Is there any feeling less pleasant than an itch you can't scratch? Probably. Still up there. Not something you want to experience. We've had a few stay past their allotted time, and they've got very uncomfortable very fast. Starts with general irritability, and then worse things begin to happen. It's a weird thing to wrap your head around. How long do I have before I need to make myself scarce? You got 24 hours. Any longer, and you start to pick up the tab since you're on our premise. Terminal is a place where borrowed time is a very literal meaning. And as charming as you are, we've already racked up too much time debt for letting people stick around past their expiry date. And cash-wise, we're extremely poor. I've been a bit too lenient in the past, letting people stay just a little longer instead of generally shooing them out onto the next plane of existence, etc. You know the drill. Why? Since hours are fungible, you can always acquire them some other way. There's something happening tonight, actually, that you might be interested in. Seriously? You're still doing that? Shush. You know the council didn't look at that stuff favorably. Ned said so himself. It draws customers and helps us shave down the debt. I'll take whatever I can get. And hey, fuck Ned. We have a 13-year-old right here, you know. Yeah. He's heard enough coarse language for a lifetime. I'm not too worried about her. She's right, though. What? Every time Ned comes around, he makes you guys really stressed out. Ashley's at the age where she's learned to recognize when other people are stressed, but not experienced enough to fully understand what it feels like. maybe not you so much, but Maddie gets nervous, and it brings down the mood, man. So fuck Ned. I think you've had too much coffee today, young lady. I'm crashing so hard right now that you have no idea. It's like I was crashing earlier, but that was just a pre-crash, and I'm having a double crash or something. All I ask is that you try and keep the swearing to a minimum when customers are around. Okay. Does Kashan count? It's fine. A couple of housemates are tardies, so you learn to ignore it pretty quick. Tradies. A great way to save money on rent when you get lonely if you're not attached to the idea of personal space. Tradies? We're tradies? Ugh. They're still tradies, unless they changed career in the last couple days. But they're not my roommates anymore. Because... Hey, mates, have I mentioned how much being dead sucks? Because it sucks, and I feel extremely bad about it. Having a pretty bad time right now in general, to be honest. Yep. Even just adapting your language is a pain, isn't it? Want a proper drink now? Without coffee in it? Yeah. That'd be good. TV didn't say anything about there being a storm tonight. Oh? Looks like a decent sized one rolling in. Melbourne weather strikes again. I'll go upstairs and close the window. Cheers. Come on, Ashley. Let's clean up your workbench while we're up there, yeah? Do you need a bribe? Yes. I have some chocolate hidden away. Acceptable. Oh man, I could just sit here and listen to this for an hour. Because A, I like the soundtrack. B, I love rain sounds. And this is just a really good picture. Wait. Dead people can still get drunk, right? Why else do you think we serve... Why else do you think we service alcohol? To make money? Well, yeah. Hang on. Do I even have my wallet? Doubt it. I don't? Yeah? How does that work? Why do I have my clothes, but not the contents of my pockets? I don't know, dude. Everyone's experience is different. Death doesn't follow many rules. Death doesn't follow many rules. Only universal rule I can think of is that you can't stay. People don't generally come in without their clothes, fortunately. So about this drink, I guess you're gonna give me straight vodka or something? What's up? You don't like making complex drinks. Dude, no. I don't like making ridiculous caffeine-laced milkshakes for overcompensating soccer dads. I'm happy to mix a cocktail within reason. Oh, okay. What have you got then? Chai's got everything you can think of. And then some. Can I go for a mini julep? Or mint julep? Hey, what's that outside? Outside? Some guy in the rain? Ah, shite. Maddie? Maddie, what's wrong? Let's just get started on that drink. Morning. Hello, recently departed. Hey, that hat you're wearing kinda makes you look like... Ned Kelly? I could have sworn you were standing outside literally a second ago. How'd you die? Good morning to you too, Ned. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Madeline. Piss off, Ned. That's not even my full name. Isn't it, Maddie? Jay said he was... Jay said it was, and he never lies. He never said that? Well, no. But it was worth a try. A try at what? Catching me off balance? Some shit along those lines? Mate, I'm so off balance right now that a light breeze would knock my head over arse. Don't push me. Hey, this mint julep's great. Just wanted to contribute to the conversation. So you catch the game last night? Yes. I know that Carlton beat Collingwood again. I don't care. Oof. Just making polite conversation. You know, try it sometime. Maybe. Not for you, though. You never came in during daylight hours before. What do you want? Nothing much. I'd like to talk to Che at some point, but I can wait. Seeing as he's... missing. Planning on spending out a search party? Might do. It'd be a shame to lose an old friend by letting him wander onto some train tracks or something. Yeah, well, shut up. He's upstairs, last I saw. What was the last you saw, Maddie? Tell me. Why are you like this? What was that? Last saw him walking upstairs. So he could be anywhere then. Probably fled the country to dodge the massive time debt you lot are racking up. You can't go far. I've got him on a pretty tight leash. And in regards to the debt... It's not your problem. You must not have heard. Not your problem. Chai? Your dickhead friend Ned is here. Oh, I'm a distinguished gent. Not a dickhead. I'll be right in a sec. Yeah, sure, but you also work for the Time Council, or for the Council of Death. So even if you are a distinguished gent, it cancels out. So the Council of Death, like a normal city council? Or wherever dead people live? Yeah, but the only trash that needs to be collected is right in front of me. This guy. Me? No. You. You're the trash, Ned. The trash is you. It's you. Ned, the trash man from hell. Because councils pick up trash. That's the joke. Oh, cool. He's even got a head shaped like a rubbish bin. It's totally fitting.
I'm not from hell.
I don't care. And to be clear, Ned, in case you weren't already, you are the trash.
Yeah, I get it. You know how long Clay's going to be?
Don't know. He was busy upstairs with Ashley.
Hey, yeah. I'd had like 5 steak knives from her. I didn't even know we had 5 steak knives. Be quiet there, mate. How long you been sitting here? Does it matter? Well, your employee's being very rude to me. So if you'd heard any of that...
I keep trying to tell him.
Ah, my employee? Yes. We have some catching up to do. I don't follow. Did she quit? Patty's not one to back away from a challenge, but if she did, she wouldn't be the first. Did you fire her for gross incompetence? Far from it. There's been a bit of a shake-up in the cafe's management structure since you last visited. Oh no. Don't tell me you gave her the whole thing. Okay, I won't tell you. I tried to tell you
before, man.
Hey, does anyone else like mint juleps? Because this is great, and I'm nearly done, but also my tongue is numb, and I'm wondering what the deal is with that. I just let that sink in for a sec. Was there something you wanted to discuss? I'd need a drink before we get through all that. Sure. The usual? Yes, please. How come he gets a curly straw? So, Jay, spin me a tale on how and why you handed down the cafe to this person. Well,
Every man's got his price.
can my price be a curly straw too?
But I'll give you 2 if it means you'll stop complaining about numb lips.
Yeah, what did you make this with?
I couldn't find half the ingredients, so I put in a bunch of arrugata and some chili seeds. It's got some of the stuff though, so it's a mint julep in spirit, if nothing else.
Does this have any mint or julep in it? At all?
It's definitely maybe luck and mints. And I cannot confirm nor deny that the existence of the mythical julep. He asked for Erigrato earlier though, so there you go. Mission complete.
Maddie, I am getting very drunk very fast.
Erigrato does that to ya. Here, I think you should have a little lie down. I'll get you some water.
I am as strong as an ox. I don't need to lie down.
Sean, my dude, you absolutely need to be horizontal as soon as possible. You can sober up in one of the booths up the back. It's nice and quiet over there. I'll fight ya. No, you won't. Up you go, mate.
Bloody hell. Would have been helpful if you'd told me about this before. Probably. I'm not worried about it. Maddie knew what she was getting into with this whole cafe situation. And it's natural that it might take a while for her to get the hang of running a business. Bloody hell. A bit of a dog's dinner though, isn't it? Sometimes you have a kitchen mishap that results in a food only fit for a dog's dinner. Some dogs resent the implication that they're deserving of lesser food, but most of them eagerly lap it up.
That's a slang term I actually know.
Oh, for sure. But it'll get better. Like I said, not worried about it. Well, you might want to hold your judgment on that for the moment. I am unfortunately here on official business. Oh. I shouldn't have given you that straw then.
No, you shouldn't have. I look quite silly. I love that. I love that. Just no, you shouldn't have. I look quite silly with this.
Want me to get rid of it? It's just Maddie.
She won't use it to derail our conversation or make me look like a fool or anything like that.
Straw?
No, I'll get you on after you take a nap. You can sip the water like a normal person.
I'll put it with the dirty dishes then.
It's a cute straw. The sacrifices I make for this job.
Hey, you met me through it. It's not kind of been all bad.
That was bloody 100 years ago.
Man, really? Longer.
Time flies when you're immortal, huh? Quasi-immortal.
This old rust bucket's still got an expiry date. Somewhere down the line.
What's this about immortality?
Hey, you should buy more plants.
Shut up. Sorry, continue. Immortality?
Nothing that I trust you with, that's for sure.
Oh, you want to see crotchety old me being rude to youngsters in 100 years?
Truly, I do not. The far future doesn't need amateur necromancy.
You're lost. So, is she heading upstairs?
Actually, Ned does in fact have something fairly important to discuss with you.
Oh?
It's about your debt, the debt you owe to the council.
Yeah, I know. What about it?
Maddie, it's time. You owe us over 600 hours. Chase signed a contract. The hours for the cafe. You own the cafe. So you own the debt. And tonight, I've come to collect.
I gave it all away, and now has come the day. There's nothing left
Good song.
to give.
Good song. I hope they have this on Spotify. Let me actually check.
I waited here so long. I listened for your song. And fell right through what you said. There's nothing left to give.
Hey, they do have an album on Spotify.
Nothing left to give.
Add that to my library.
There's nothing left to give.
File that link for the album? Yeah, sure. I'll post it in the VOD description, and I'll also post on the Discord. That was kind of intense. Do they do that often? The song and dance thing? Yeah, what do you think they are? Some sort of anime street gang? What sort of self-obsessed jerk has their own theme song? Don't be a downer, pal. No, I was talking about the dramatic encounter. Oh, between Maddie and Ned? Yes. Yeah, they got chemistry. Not the romantic kind, the explosive kind. Can't leave them in the same room together or they'll kill each other. Bad history? Maddie's just a serially troublesome person from Ned's perspective. Doesn't help that she can't stop herself from pulling pranks on him. No, I suppose not. I mean, he doesn't make it easy either. I don't think he's used to having his authority questioned. She really gets under his skin. Wasn't he a famous criminal? And therein lies the irony of the situation. What a strange world we live in. Wait, I got another Ashley? Whoa! Where am I? Oh, I'm upstairs. Concerning. A lot of what looks like blood just everywhere. Okay, I don't have any more of those. See, I've got enough for the Fisherman Part 2, but I don't know if I have enough for the Fisherman Part 1. There. I could unlock that. Oh, that's interesting. There's a switcheroo thing going on over there. Can I go up here? I really want to go up here. That's pretty neat, Anna. Don't have enough for Maddie's inbox yet. The science book! I love that. Can I not go downstairs? Don't think I can go downstairs. But I need to go downstairs! Delicate operation. Okay, so I can unlock Delicate Operation, or I can unlock, I think, the Fisherman. Yeah. I can unlock the Fisherman or Delicate Operation. I think I'll go with Delicate Operation because I don't know the Fisherman Part 1. Ashley stepped behind the counter and winced as the floor creaked under her feet. Maddie was nowhere to be seen, but Maddie's... Wait, who? Wait, does it? Oh, that says Maddie again. I was like, wait, hold on, your D's are weird. But Maddie did possess a remarkable sharp sense of hearing. Luckily, the cafe was empty as Ashley tiptoed to the cases where Maddie kept the baked goods. Ashley lifted the glass lid off the case and closed her eyes as the scent of yesterday's lamingtons wafted up and overwhelmed her. Ashley had spent most of her life convinced that she didn't like coconuts, but she had changed the day... But that had changed the day that Che introduced her to lamingtons. To be fair, Ashley still wasn't sure that she actually liked coconut. Chocolate frosting could make anything taste good. But she couldn't deny the cake's irresistible allure. Ashley lifted a lamington from the case and gently set the lid back down. She raised the lamington to her lips and opened her mouth to take a bite. Ashley! In a moment of panic, Ashley shoved the pastry into her mouth and sealed her lips. Her mouth was quickly overwhelmed by the pastry's thick frosting covering, and she did her best to choke it down before turning to face Maddie. Said Ashley, hoping that her cheeks did not betray what was inside. Ah, good you're here, said Maddie. It was a bad sign anytime Maddie expressed pleasure at seeing Ashley. Normally, Maddie waved between annoyed by Ashley's presence and being indifferently tolerant of her. Anytime Maddie was happy to see Ashley, it meant work. I need to deliver something to Che for me, said Maddie, turning to the counter to pick up a small bottle of something. As Maddie turned her attention to the bottle, Ashley took advantage of the momentary distraction to gulp down the remainder of the pastry. No time to chew, but her teeth wouldn't have done much good with the thick frosting. "You're not busy, are you?" said Maddie. Ashley shook her head no. The pastry was no longer inside her mouth to create conspicuous bulge of cheeks, but opening her mouth would reveal the thick chocolate frosting that was still probably present on her teeth, though she kept her lips sealed. Sure, Shag." "Good," said Matt. "He's upstairs. Get this to him ASAP." She handed the bottle to Ashley, and Ashley found herself surprised by how light the bottle was. Looking down, she could see that the bottle had thin walls. With those thin walls, it contained some clear liquid, and a seal was held in place with a metal clamp, hermetically sealed. Ashley turned toward the stairs, holding the neck of the bottle in one hand, and let out a sigh. "One last thing." Ashley swallowed her sigh with a gulp and closed her mouth before facing Maddie's lips tightly shut. "Be careful not to drop it," said Maddie. "Thousands could die if you spill any of it." In any other situation, Ashley would have asked Maddie a probing question to figure out what it was in the bottle, or get some idea of the significance of the task that had been assigned to her. Significant enough that thousands of lives held in the balance, but apparently not important enough for Maddie to do it herself. But Ash's lips remained sealed, and she merely nodded and turned around. Lamingtons were not meant to be consumed in a single bite, especially by mouths as small as Ashley's, and the thickness of the frosting lingered in her mouth and throat. Thick frosting lingering in her mouth and throat made her desperate to ask for some kind of drink, but she dared not ask for one. Ashley looked down the bottle and unsure of the best way to carry it. The bottle was slightly... What? The bottle was... Oh, that's another O. Too large for her to hold in just one hand, and grasping it in front of her with two hands felt awkward. The bottle wasn't heavy, but Ashley's confidence in her ability to carry the bottle without dropping it was less than perfect. Should she cradle it under her arm protectively? No, that seemed like it put her at greater risk of fumbling the bottle. The cork of her elbows wasn't as dexterous as her fingertips. She settled for carrying the bottle with one hand placed under the bottom to hold the weight, and the other hand wrapped around the neck, steadying it. Ashley walked slowly to with the bottle as she ascended the stairs. Maddie hadn't told her that the liquid was volatile, and the bottle was hermetically sealed so that there was zero chance of anything spilling out. But that didn't change the sense of trepidation Ashley felt. Armed with the knowledge that there were potentially thousands of lives at stake, she cringed every time she saw the liquid sloshing inside the bottle, leaping up and lapping at the edges of the seal. Ashley realized her arms were shaking and pressed the bottle against her chest, hoping to steady it. As Ashley's hand stood nervously with the bottle held against her chest, she wondered if the large amount of sugar she had just forced down her throat had something to do with the shaking. It was more likely that her shaking was the result of being told that thousands of lives could get lost if she dropped the bottle. Still, the lingering taste of the pastry in her mouth didn't help. Ashley silently lamented the fact that she had been forced to consume the lamington so abruptly. Lamingtons were a treat to be savored, not shoved in one's mouth in a moment of panic. She wouldn't even have the chance to properly enjoy it
It was hard to simultaneously feel the pleasure of a tasty treat and the panic of being caught. Whatever the outcome of this errand, she had wasted the wonderful pastry. Several agonizing minutes later, Ashley arrived at the top of the stairs and spotted Che standing at the handrail. As she walked up, Che turned to face her, and she presented him with the bottle. Ashley cleared her throat of any lingering stickiness before speaking. Maddie said you needed this. Oh, good, said Che. I was running low. Ashley gasped with relief as Che took the bottle from her and started taking deep, labored breaths suddenly because becoming aware of how high her heart rate was. Che popped open the seal on the bottle and splashed some of it onto the rag. Several drops dripped onto the floor and Ashley let out a terrified squeak. Something wrong? Said Che. Maddie said that thousands of lives would be destroyed, but what is, destroyed by what is in the bottle? Well, that's the idea, said Che as he folded the rag and ran it along the railing that overlooked the cafe's ground level. This is supposed to kill 99.9% of bowel bacteria. That still leaves hundreds of bacteria alive, but I tried to think too hard about that part. Ashley's jaw dropped. It's disinfectant? Yeah, said Clay. Why did Maddie not tell you? Ashley's shoulders simped into a mix of relief and exhaustion. Slumped. She only told me it would kill thousands. And you didn't ask her what she meant by that? No, said Ashley. I was preoccupied. Huh, said Che. He turned his attention back to the railing, inspecting it for a moment before continuing to wipe it. Ashley turned to head back downstairs. By the way, Ashley turned his fine face Che. He reached out and placed a finger on her shirt, wiping off a bit of frosting. He raised his finger and smelled it. Chocolate? He said. Yes, said Ashley. One of Maddie's Lemingtons? Yes, said Ashley. Che nodded and licked the frosting off his finger. Go downstairs and bring one up for me too, will ya? That's pretty funny. Just slam another water bottle down here. Okay. Okay.
Let me just stretch a little bit.
Alright. You're overdue this week, said Ned. He tapped the list of rules that Maddie kept posted by the door. This 24-hour rule. Are you sure you've been enforcing it? I think how we run things around here is none of your business, said Maddie. Actually, it's absolutely my business, said Ned. In fact, keeping the rules is basically my only business. That's kind of what the word enforcer means. I'm supposed to scold you for breaking the rules. So audit me. Fine, said Ned. Let me check your ledger. You don't keep a ledger, said Maddie. Maybe you should, said Ned. Lots of places do. It's a great system. You have someone stand at the door and have them mark down whenever someone comes in and leaves. Then you forcibly evict people who are overstaying their welcome. I'm amazed that you don't have a system like that in place. Some people overstay their welcome, other people understay it, said Che. There's no need to strictly keep track of how long people stay, right? Just maintain the balance. You're right, said Ned. All that matters is maintaining the balance. So maintain the balance, because when you don't, then we have a problem. We're a bit short-staffed to have someone acting as full-time doorman, said Maddie. Figure it out, said Ned. He tapped the board listing the rules. Change 24 hours to 23. When you say 24 hours, people think you just colloquially mean 1 day, and they don't pay attention to the specific time. When you say 23, people actually have to keep track of what time it is. That would be fine, said Che, except for the part where you're cutting time people stay. Trust me, said Ned. Anyone who would go right up to the limit is probably going to go over it. 23 is going to mean 23 hours plus an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour plus, however long it takes to finish their drink. And if they leave in less than 24 hours, who gives a shit? I give a shit, said Shay. You're right. You should give a shit, said Ned. In fact, you should celebrate whenever you manage to scooch someone out of here in under 24 hours, because the balance is upset, and you've got to correct it. You can either correct the balance 1 hour at a time, or the council can come in here and repossess some souls. Or we can find someone who knows how to manage this property responsibly. He turned to Che. Come on, buddy. I don't want you to have to take this place. I don't want to take this place away from you. That'd be quite the escalation, said Maddie. Well, you're already on the first level of escalation, which is the stern talking to, said Ned. Let's try not to escalate it any further, Jay sighed. Well, Maddie cut him off. We'll change the rule to 23 hours, okay? Buzz off. Wow, really? Said Ned. Well, okay then. And while you're writing the signs, you should also take the green tea frappuccino off the menu. Fraps should be for coffee, not tea. Done, said Maddie. Wait, really? Said Ned. Damn, I didn't realize you were so open to feedback. Also, that caramel, well, take it under advisement, said Maddie, placing a hand on Ned's chest and physically pushing him toward the door. Hold on, said Ned. What are you doing? Removing an unwanted guest, said Maddie. I need to practice if we're going to start enforcing those rules you care so much about. No, said Ned as he continued backpedaling to stay upright. Look, you could just... Bye, said Maddie as Ned crossed the threshold of the cafe and Maddie shut the door in his face. She turned around, leaning her back against the door, and sighed. Che raised an eyebrow. You serious about the rule change? Yeah, said Maddie. I'll change the sign on the menu after we close tonight. Wait, really? The rule change just to keep him off our back, said Maddie. And the menu thing? I mean to take that off anyway, said Maddie. It's the kind of menu item that attracts the worst sort of people. Well, okay, said Che. Though I do think we should change the rule back to 24 after things have had enough time to balance out. Of course, said Maddie. Wouldn't want to upset the balance too far in the opposite direction. Why would we do that with all the extra time anyway? Oh, now the Okay, so now I can go downstairs. Yay! Okay, we already got that one. Can I do the fisherman? I don't think I've got enough. I don't now. I love this tree! Wait, is this tree a memory too? I don't think so. It seemed like it. That's pretty. That's cute. Why does this section of music change? I want to know what's back here. Probably the kitchen. Bad guess. I don't think I've got any other... I don't think I've got any... enough stuff for any more. Just want to double check. We already checked upstairs. Oh, I do want a Lamington recipe. I hope that it does not require, like, I hope it's an actual recipe, like with Helltaker, because I love Helltaker's pancake recipe. I really wouldn't mind a Lamington recipe though. Those Lamingtons sound good. Day 2, noon, the terminal. Ugh. Rise and shine. Don't wanna. Shouldn't waste your last hours on Earth sleeping. Whoever said I'll have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead probably had a different idea of how things would play out after death. Man, I was hoping that I was having a really long, weird dream. Sorry, no such luck. Did I play Helltaker? Yeah! I played it, a couple weeks back, I think? We got to the final boss, couldn't beat her. After, like, taking the longest time, so we just watched the ending. Or we just skipped to the ending. And I'd bought the special edition, so I got the pancake recipe with it. Because I love, Van Ripter. He does really good artwork, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fully, like, buy your thing, dude. I'm still having trouble getting used to my head, getting my head around it. I totally understand. Hang on, I need a drink of water. Want a coffee? Oh yay, we get to see what's inside here. Oh, it's a basement. A very scary feeling basement. Yeah. Just something simple. Hipster coffee coming up. What's going on downstairs? Yeah, it has one, but I didn't watch it. I was going to get it, but it was too late. It was late at that point, and I was like, okay, I can't. So, I didn't actually get to watch it. I probably should. What's going on downstairs? I don't even know we had it down. This place had it downstairs. There's more to this place than meets the eye. Maddie's down there desperately trying to fix our debt situation. Sounds like she's hosting a cage match or something. Well, not exactly. But she's mentioned wanting to do that. There's some wrestler called the Red Comet that he wouldn't stop talking about for a while. Huh. And then because of that, Ashley's got obsessed with wrestling for a bit and kept trying to suplex me. Ashley's small, so she has to opt for wrestling moves
that control the opponent's weight instead of trying to lift them. Did she manage to? She's tiny. A couple of times. Huh. It was so humiliating. I can imagine. But to properly answer your question, Maddie's running a gambling ring. When you find yourself standing on the brink of death, a wager could be a chance at salvation, or the last chance to feel danger. Both of these appeal to different types of patrons. Downstairs? All by ourselves? It's a fairly unconventional one. And by unconventional, you mean mortals generally aren't involved. The stakes are higher than usual. Oh. Coffee's ready. Come over and get it.
You know, I almost feel like this would be better as a movie. Like, I love it as a game, don't get me wrong. But I almost feel like if this were a movie, it'd be even better. But then we'd miss out on the character building that, like, happens with those side stories. But honestly, I'm kind of surprised they didn't do a movie with the... I guess, like, they couldn't afford the voice talent or something, I don't know. Because, like, they've got animations, and granted, they're not, like, animating a bunch, but, like, they've got the models, they've got all that. I really hope we see something more come out of this game. Since they spent so much time working on it, I really can't wait to see what they come up with in the future. They gamble for time, among other things. Don't sound like you're a huge fan of that idea. I'm not. It's undignified. I mean, as long as Maddie's not in danger, shouldn't it be fine? The council doesn't like it. They turn a blind eye because we can't cause trouble otherwise. Because we don't cause trouble otherwise. But I'd rather not have to worry about bad things coming our way. Because Maddie's refuses to approach the problem from a different angle. And by the problem, you mean the dad, yeah? I was pretty drunk, but I think I remember Maddie storming off after Ned turned up. Yeah. I'm a bit worried about her. Wish I could help. You all seem pretty nice. The thought's appreciated. Maddie will figure it out eventually, though, I'm sure. She just needs time. Hey, thanks for the coffee, by the way. I just realized you haven't actually made me pay for a bunch of them. How'd you expect to pay for them? Oh, right. Yep, no cash. If I were feeling particularly capricious, I'd ask you to pay in time. But you're a nice kid. You need every minute you got. You wanna head downstairs? I can see your eyes darting to the stairs. I'm not going down, but I'm also not gonna stop you. Yeah, that's okay. Go on then. I'll stick around up here. Catch you in a bit. I don't know. I think if I died and had the option of gambling for more time, I don't think I'd do it. I don't know. I'd be like, you know what? My story's done. I'm good. I'm just gonna enjoy what I got left. I don't know. The stairs that led down to the basement were solid and well-worn, with smooth ruts on each step, and a handrail that had been polished to a silky sheen through years of use.
Kashan had always liked stairwells. People never lingered in them for long. He'd found them to be a good place to catch a breather. He was obsessed with them. That'd be weird. Or he wasn't obsessed with them, that'd be weird. But he definitely appreciated a nice set of stairs. On further reflection, it was probably a little weird. Downstairs, Maddie's audience clamored for blood. From you to me. With the understanding that your remaining moments on this plane are limited, you surrender this time freely without caution as agreed. Contract fulfilled. Feel free to go. Yeah.
So wait, is she gambling her time for them? And then they're gambling with her time? I guess, or their time? I guess she's wagering her time against theirs, I guess is a better, more accurate term.
There's 3 in a row. You bloodthirsty bastards. The crowd cheered. Patty was clearly an expert at winding them up into a frenzy.
Who's next?
The room fell dead silent.
Come on. Isn't anyone here brave enough to challenge me? I thought you came here to play with knives, you pansies. Seriously, anyone? Don't hold out on me. Do you want to pick someone out from the crowd then? Is that what Oof's come to?
Maddie's gaze swept the audience.
Kashan, good to see you upright. Interested in a little game of skill?
Me?
Yes, you.
Sure?
Give me some enthusiasm, my man.
Sure. What's the game?
5-finger fillet. Some of the people in here just call it the knife game. You heard of it?
Oh, finally something I'm good at. Episode 3. Rise and Shine. You've got a lot of knives in this place.
Tell me about it.
Damn, this thing has a good weight to it.
Of course.
I would make you compete with an inferior two.
What?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to say, decision into calling me an inferior tool.
Shit, that was a low-hanging fruit, wasn't it? Next time, mate.
Sure. Kashan did another experimental slash, and this time made an audible whoosh. Spectators oohed and awed, but this wasn't for them. He knew that he only had one shot to get accustomed to the blade. That was a little awkward of a stab.
You done showing off?
Nothing wrong with putting on a little show.
Sounds like you're stalling for time. Getting cold feet, perhaps?
Not a chance.
Let's get started then. You know what you're wagering?
Jay mentioned something about you gambling with time.
Ah, it's not gambling if it's a game of skill. But that's beside the point. We're both wagering 4 hours. If you win, it comes from the cafe's balance. If I win, it comes from yours. You got around 16 hours left in case you want to keep in track.
Shit, only that many?
Want a little extra time to play with then? Hell yeah. Let's stop wasting it and get this over with. You sure you know what you're getting into? Most people are pretty shy about playing with time that they have left, especially when their tanks run as empty as yours. Yep, come on. Unless you're getting cold feet. Hardly. You got 30 seconds. Smack the timer when you're ready. Am I supposed to click anything, or does he do it on his own? The crowd cheered and Kashan fed off their enthusiasm. In response, Maddie's leaned back and tapped her finger on the table, feigning impatience. He met her eyes, grinned, and continued his performance. His stabbing motion got faster as he went, the point narrowly missing each of his fingers. Stabs strong enough to drive the knife a millimeter or two into the table were good if you wanted to put on a show. And of course, giving the spectators a show was part of the fun. You might be going fast enough to put on a show, but you're not going fast enough to win. How'd I do? 16 sets, if I counted correctly. Whoa. Under 16? That's how many Maddies beat me with. She's gonna lose? Nah, she's gonna kick his arse. Feeling good about that result? Certainly am. Righty-o then. Watch closely. Oh, I will. 16. Told you she's unbeatable. Is it magic? She could cheat if she wanted to. Definitely not. She's just not good. Poor guy. He didn't know what he was getting into. Sorry, mate. You beat me fair and square. I'm pretty impressed. I am the place. I'll be taking those hours now, if you don't mind. Yeah, sure. How's this work? Just like this. You won't feel a thing. Kashan felt a brief tightness in his chest. And for just a moment, the tip of Maddie's finger burned white hot. Can't beat entropy. Anytime you do an energy transfer, there's going to be some amount of energy lost to heat. Oh, shit. Someone in the crowd laughed. Sorry, I lied. So now though. Alright. Does anyone else dare to compete with me? Come on. Think of some actual decent opponents here. I'll take any challenge. Even if it's chess or something. Any challenge? I'll challenge you. To get everyone a drink. Rounds on me. I didn't realize you were watching. There wasn't anything happening upstairs and I got bored. Right. So, you took some hours from Kashan, huh? Yes, I did.
Do you feel good about that? Shay, do you? I won them fair and square. He didn't know what he was getting into. There's an obvious power imbalance here, and you're exploiting it. He knew the rules. That doesn't change anything. You led him to believe that he'd get some extra time. And, barring a miracle at his part, that absolutely wasn't going to happen. Doesn't matter. He's just passing through. A couple hours wouldn't make any difference. Maddie, I'm disappointed in you. Our patrons respect us. We need to earn that respect by treating them with respect ourselves. That is not respectful or dignified. Cheating vulnerable passers-throughs out of their time, we're above that. We're better than that. I don't care whether you think it's dishonest or not. I want you to give that poor man his time back. Don't pout. This is serious. I feel like a broken record saying this. But while I understand your intentions are good, you can't keep doing these things. It's all for you. If you really want to do this for me, find another way. This isn't worth it, Maddie. It breaks my heart to see you like this. And I know that you're trying your hardest, but this really, truly is not worth sacrificing your own self-respect over. Everyone here respects you. But you gambling with hours just cheating that? Or just cheapens that? I'll give the hours back. Shamo's pretty good with a knife. Still not as good as me. I was pretty close.
That was good. Love this. Yes? What form did you have before being reborn? I think I was a crab. Come on, I'm being serious. I actually wouldn't harvest spirit liquid from a crab. You're assuming an awfully lot about how squeamish she is. As far as I can remember, I lived above streets next to the sky. So a bird then? Wings and feathers and such? No, not that. I do remember flying though. Oh, you're a sugar glider. Describe? Did you eat insects and tree sap and flower nectar? That is familiar. Wonder how I actually found you then. Could have been anything, really. You mentioned bright lights earlier. Oof. Yeah, I'm thinking you got hit by a car. That seems likely. Is that bad? I mean, you're here now, so... whether you like it or not. Shut up. I'm still adjusting. Ugh. Alright. This is journal part 2. Fisherman 3. I really need Fisherman 1. Okay, so bet. How much is bet? I've actually got enough for bet. So I can read that one. Oh, I can run. I just need Australia. I need more lore. Fishing I'm not even gonna bother with because why? Don't even have Fisherman 1, why bother? Let's do bet. Let's go, little girl. The man standing in front of Beth smirked. The knife he held seemed almost slight compared to his massive hand, but that didn't make it any less intimidating. Finish this one quick and came a call from behind the knife holder. 3 men stood behind him, wearing expressions which ranged from amused to bored. Beth felt her palm getting sweaty, and loosening her grip on the knife in her right hand, sliding her thumb along the guard to reassure herself that its shape hadn't changed since the moment she picked it up. Take your friend's advice, Beth said to the man who was menacing her. Finish this quick. After all, I'm just a little girl. Oh, as little as any 15-year-old girl could be. Can do, said the man, and he drew his knife up for an overhead swing. The man's movements suggested that he didn't know how to use a knife. Not really. He was swinging the knife like he'd swing a fist. Like he was trying to bludgeon her with it. Like he'd never really used a knife before. It was stupid. Mercifully stupid. She tried to reassure herself of that fact, trying not to lose her resolve. He lunged toward her, as he brought the knife down, and Beth raised her left arm. She felt the edge of the blade hit her skin, but the impact of the blow caused the man to lose his grip on the knife. An opening. Beth grabbed the attacker's knife arm and pulled him toward her while thrusting her own knife toward him at chest level. She drove the knife into the man's chest with all the force she could muster, and he fell to the ground and gasped as Beth released the grip on it. The man lay on the ground and put a hand on his chest, moaning, "Son of a bitch." "You doing okay there?" said Beth. The man sat up and patted his chest. "I didn't expect to lose to a girl." "No," said the man. "Well, that's too bad." Well, that too. I didn't expect it to hurt this much." "These rubber practice knives are no joke," said Beth. "If I'd stabbed any harder, I might have broken a rib." The man stood up. "You got a name, girl?" "You can call me Beth," she said, extending a hand. He shook at it with a look of hesitation. "I'm Kyle." "I've got to say, Beth, that was kind of a cheap trick." "How do you mean?" said Beth. "I mean the way you blocked my knife with your arm. It just bounced right off. You couldn't do that if we were using real knives." "He's right," said one of the spectators.
Not really a fair fight with rubber knives. I'd like a rematch, said Kyle. Yeah, said one of the spectators. Rematch. The others began chanting along with them. Rematch, rematch, rematch. A voice thundered from above. I thought I told you guys to keep it down. Everyone spun around to face the stairs leading up to the ground floor. Maddie was leaning forward, leaning over the railing of the staircase with a stern look on her face. She tapped the poster on the wall. Beth took a moment to glance at the sign. Fight Club rules. 1. Don't quote Seriously, no Tyler Durden quotes. Always assume your opponent is mortal. Practice weapons only. Be considerate to others' guests. Keep noise to a reasonable level. You know what I mean? Rules here, said Maddie. Please don't make me kick you out of the basement. Everyone else in the room cast their gaze downward, looking ashamed with several mumbled apologies. Maddie nodded and climbed back up the stairs, content that she had made her point. Seriously though, said Kyle. Not really a fair fight without real knives. Beth walked over to the edge of the room. I keep thinking that's a seat. And lifted a rug, revealing 2 steak knives. Several whispers erupted from the small crowd. Where'd you get those? Said Kyle. I swept them from upstairs, said Beth. They're not exactly combat gear, but these blades are fit to cut through flesh, whether it's cooked steak or human arm. Beth held one of the steak knives by the blade, presenting its handle to Kyle. We might have broken one rule tonight. How about we break another one? I won't get hurt, said Kyle. I mean, I can still feel the pain, but, you know, I'm not afraid of getting stabbed. Neither am I, said Beth. But don't say you're ready for this if you're not ready to bleed. She turned the knife over in her hands, pressing her thumb against the tip, just enough to draw a single drop of blood. Kyle grinned. Do I look like I'd be here if I was afraid to die? Well, now I want to know more of that story. I guess there's no more Beth. Rotten poppy. What do I need for this? You have enough. Any more down here? Don't see any more. Kashan's footsteps echoed in the way that startled. Oh, okay, that was just a weird way of saying that. Were his footsteps always so loud? Perhaps it was the contrast with the surrounding environment, which seemed to completely silence, that made his footfalls seem so jarringly loud as he walked along the catwalk. He was on a catwalk. Why was he on a catwalk? There seemed to be a gaping space below him, filled with some sort of mist that he couldn't see through. It was fog-like, and yet, despite the fog that lapped at his feet, the air felt so dry. The air was thick here. As he breathed heavily, Kashan felt an overwhelming sweet, sickly odor, like the smell of wet or rotting wood. But all he could see around him were steel beams and a concrete path in front of him. Was it rust he was smelling? No. He knew the smell of rust. This was different. The smell was somehow organic, like the smell of a forest after a fresh rainfall. Kashan shivered. Far in the distance, he could see what looked like a building of some sort, so far away that it made the structure he was inside feel almost tunnel-like, as if its only purpose was to convey him to the distant building. He continued walking forward, but as he walked, the building seemed to be growing more and more distant. He quickened his pace, and as he walked faster, he could feel himself moving through the thick, stifling air. Yet as he looked down, he could see the texture of the catwalk in front of him, unchanged, as though he were walking in place. Kashan started to turn backward, but saw only a blinding light. His eyes immediately shut, and when he opened them, he was again facing into the tunnel, with a distant building at the center of his field of view. He tried turning around, but every time he tried to turn his head, his eyes inadvertently shut, as the sight of the light, and he was forced to close his eyes or look away, always confronted again with the sight of the small hut that he opened when he opened his eyes. His heart pounded violently inside of his chest. The tunnel was was so quiet that he could hear his own heartbeat, feel his own pulse inside of his head. Something about this place felt deeply, incredibly wrong. Get back. I have to get back. He tried turning again, and this time found himself unable to even begin rotating his body before his eyes snapped shut, placing him again in a world of darkness, until he opened them again and was confronted with the sight of a small hut in the distance, now looking more far away than ever. I have to get back. Kashan kept facing the building and took a step backward, and he placed his foot on the ground. He felt a gust of wind knocking him forward. He let out a yelp of terror. Instinctively, his hands reached for the opposite edge of the catwalk as he fell, trying to steady himself for fear of falling off. The catwalk was wide enough that his body didn't land close enough to the edge for that to have been a risk. And yet, as he looked toward the edge, he felt a growing sense of dread that there was something down there that would capture him if allowed to catch even the smallest hold of him. Almost as he thought it, he felt the sensation of something pressing against his legs. He stumbled to his feet. He ran forward. The hut ahead of him seemed to grow no closer as he ran, but he ran all the same, running not to reach a destination, but to be away from whatever it was that was behind him. Moments ago, the only thought was an overwhelming desire to turn back, to worry that he was somehow trapped in here. But now, that worry was replaced with an overwhelming sensation of dread that propelled him forward. He had been pushed forward by something. Something was behind him. Kashan leaned forward and ran. He was no runner. He often found himself winded when forced to climb more than one flight of stairs, and yet he ran and ran, felt no sense of tiredness holding him back, no need to catch his breath. Maybe it was the trick of the air that somehow never allowed him to run out of breath. Maybe it was that the fear of whatever it was behind him was that strong. Kashan felt the air stinging at his eyes as he ran, but now he was running so fast that the thick air felt like hot wind on his face. Tears began running down his face, but he couldn't find it in him to raise his hand to wipe his eyes. That would mean slowing his sprint. So he closed his eyes, fully aware that he was running down a catwalk that had no handrails on either side. At this point, he didn't care. He ran and ran. Long after the tears in his face had dried,
Sean realized that he could hear only the sound of his own feet as they struck the catwalk. He couldn't even hear the rush of wind, even as it seemed to buffet his face. There were no sounds of anyone or anything pursuing him. Perhaps there was no pursuer at all. He allowed himself to open his eyes and look down. He looked over his shoulder. This time there was no blinding light, only a distant glow, like the light at the end of a long tunnel. In a way, it was the light at the end of a long tunnel, and in observing the dim glow of the distant light, that's weird. Dim blow? I imagine they meant to say glow. Deshaun suddenly realized just how far he had ran. He turned around and saw some buildings right in front of him. It had windows that were covered with the same fog that covered the ground around him. Deshaun reached for the door handle. He half expected to be locked and felt the moment of panic as the handle bowed under the pressure of his hand. Was he ready to face whatever was on the other side of the door? Did he even want to enter? Did he have a choice? What was awaiting him inside of this building? Answers or more baffling questions? Deshaun looked down the tunnel and suddenly felt cold. Whatever this place was, he needed to escape. Or whatever this place was. And the only form of egress that seemed available to him was the door to this building. He leaned on the handle and felt the door swing open. Anything in here? Anything in here? Anything in here? Nope. Oh, that's neat. Actually, I was expecting it to be like a low poly texture. Oh, see what's in here? Are these like their rooms? That'd be cute. Okay, do I have any things? Wait, hang on, I can just check here. Actually save. Oh, I'm actually almost here. Okay, memories. Okay, let's see. Fisherman 1. I actually have enough for Fisherman 1 now. But I need that for the Lamington. Okay, I'm gonna wait on that one. Okay, how much time we got left? We've got probably time for one more chapter. So we'll get through Act 1 today and probably pick this up again another day that I have. Which who knows when that's gonna be. Day 2, 5 p.m. outside the terminal. You right? Yeah, I guess. Cool. Mind if I join you? Go for it. Durry? You want a Durry? I'm sorry, Durry. Coffin nail. Cigarettes. Do you want to smoke or not? Oh, right, of course. Yeah, sure. Sorry, it's been a weird day. Thanks. No worries. Where are you from, then? Huh? The first to ask. I live in Collingwood. Oh yeah? Whereabouts? Smith Street. Bit pricey up there these days, isn't it? Bet you like it there. Like your Avo toast. Ha. Piss off. I've got housemates. Well, nah, I know what you mean. Bit odd. Being dead and all that. Takes some getting used to. People keep saying that, but doesn't make me feel any better. I understand. Do you? I reckon as long as anyone can, or as much as anyone can, yeah? Right. Hey, what's Avo toast actually taste like? Oh? Never had it. I actually have. Tastes really kinda like, I mean, it's creamy. It's just toast, man. It's just like toast with avocado. There's not really much to it. Like, I've had it. It's like basically putting guacamole on toast. That's essentially what it is. Can't you go out and just eat some? But wait, we've got menu right here. Look, toast, add avocado. Toast, add avocado. It's right there. I'm sure Manny could whip it up if you asked. Avocados are a highly malevolent fruit. Don't trust them one bit. Plus, I've got this whole situation. Oh, that's what that straw was for. You got it. So, what does it taste like? I don't know, like avocado and toasted bread. Avocado is kind of cold and mushy, but it's got a good taste. Like peas? Definitely better than mushy peas. I love a bowl of peas, mate. One famous Australian outlaw requested peas with a bottle of wine for his last meal before he got hanged. Dang. What? Because they're the only thing you can eat through a straw? Watch yourself. Gonna zap me with your death council powers? First off, the Council of Death's not a death council. They're totally different things. Secondly, you really think that's what we do? Walk around shooting lightning out of our hands? Well, when you put it like that, it sounds a bit silly, yeah? You don't do anything like that. We just keep things running smooth, is all.
harassing cafe owners to settle their time debts isn't something we like to do often. So you keep the balance? Or keep the peace? As fucking ironic as that sounds, yeah. Ned keeps the peace. Dude, I know. I love these quiet moments they give the game. They give the dialogue time to pause and time to really sink in, and I love that. Whether it be a dramatic moment or a heartfelt moment like this, or a somber moment. I guess this is more somber than heartfelt. But like, it's so good in terms of pacing to have it give us time to reflect and time to breathe with the dialogue. I like that. I hope more visual novels do that type of stuff. Another? Sure. Although I kind of wish they kind of transitioned between scenes a little bit smoother, but at the same time, that, I guess, done incorrectly could be jarring. I don't know. Just because, like, right there, that scene in between that kind of felt jarring. But, I don't know. They could use that to their advantage as well, I suppose. I love the sunrises here. Alright. You watch many sunrises, Ned? Not enough, no. Even semi-immortals need their sleep. I just like to sit and watch it. Even when it's cloudy or rainy, there's just something about watching the sunrise that makes it easier to deal with the coming day. Feeling optimistic all of a sudden? No, I still feel like shite. Ah. How about you, Kishon? Kishon? I don't feel great. Still having a lot of trouble though. You guys, I'm dead. I only got a couple of hours left before I have to go, and I don't think anyone here really properly understands what it's like to see your last sunrise. Ever. Without any idea of what comes next. And that is really, really fucking terrifying. I'm never going to see my friends or my boyfriend or my family again. I'm just going to pass on, and I'll never know how they'll remember me or mourn me, or if I'm ever going to be remembered as a good dude who tried his best, or if I'll just be forgotten in a year. But that good dude who tried his best couldn't even win a freaking game of five-finger fillet in the basement of a cafe that basically sits on the banks of the Styx as far as I can tell, and Lord, why can't I even tell if that matters? Were the stakes low? High? I can't tell. I'm so disoriented, and I'm trying so desperately to feel something, but all I feel is that I'm slipping away. With every second, I'm losing myself by degrees, and that's incredibly scary, and I don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, fair cop. I actually came out to apologize for that. The game. Oh, for Lord's sake, Maddie, you've been gambling again? Can it, Ned? Kishon, I shouldn't have taken that time from you. Took it fair and square. I don't feel like I did, so I'm giving it back. Believe me, I'm as surprised as you are. I don't usually do this. What's different this time? That's my business. I can't believe I can't believe you're still swindling people out of hours to try and fix your debt. Dude, I know.
It's bloody undignified. And it's clear violation of the rules. I will banish you right now, my man. I love how she has to stand on a... I thought you'd stop pulling that crap once you took ownership of the cafe from Jay. You really think doing this is going to help you pay this debt? Yes, absolutely. And if you've got any bright ideas on how to do it otherwise, I'm all ears. Should have never granted you, never should have granted you and Shay those licenses to practice. You obviously failed to be responsible with them. You really think we wouldn't be doing it if you didn't have the license, Bushman? Given your history, the hypocrisy on display here is astounding. That's all behind me, and you know it. I've been working on doing some good for the last 100 years. With the council? Really? Yes, we maintain the balance. You know why that's important. Sure do. I don't need you moralizing at me for your ivory tower. You're the rest, guys. But I'm putting the last day on Earth card. I'm pulling the last day on Earth card. Quit it. I'll be inside. Come find me when you want those hours back, Deshaun. For what it's worth, I'm sorry about all this. Never been on to the other side. I was too afraid to leave. Walked the land for decades, evading the council. That's a crime they call reverency. Staying too long, upsetting the balance. But in lieu of booting me straight to the next place, as some sort of eternal punishment, the council offered me a job. Sorry, that's all stuff you don't care about, I suppose. That's interesting enough. Nah, I'm just filling up empty air. You should head inside and grab those hours back. Truth be told, I'm not feeling especially fond of Maddie right now. She might have been dishonest with you, but even I can tell she's at the end of her rope. You might not be able to see it yet, but I think the people in here are fond of you. Think so? Maddie wouldn't have offered the hours back if there wasn't something different about you. Plus, that kid Ashley seems to like you, yeah? I guess. Kinda just dragged me off to get me to hold screwdrivers for her. Trust me, she thinks you're great. Go on, go back inside and say hi. I got some business to go stick my nose into anyway. Alright. Catch you in a bit. We've got some questions about the council. Of course. I won't be up for long. Later, mate. Hey. Oh. You want those eyes back? I guess so. It's only 4 hours. I don't think it'll matter much, make much difference. It's okay, I prefer you have them back. Ashley's been enjoying having you around. Just Ashley? And me too, I guess. Seem pretty reluctant to admit that, my dude. Don't psychoanalyze me. Sit still for a minute. Alright, lay your hand on mine, and
place your index finger on my wrist. Is this part of your ritual or just an excuse to hold hands? Shut up. Thanks. Watch carefully, and no matter what you do, don't move your hand. There's usually a binding spell I use to make sure that doesn't happen, but I've run out of the regants required, and you probably don't care about that. True. Alright, yep. I'll give you this time freely and without concern. As above, so below, I'll maintain the balance. Oh, I maintain the balance. That's it. How you feel? I actually feel better. I feel less itchy. Yeah, we weren't kidding about that yesterday. As you linger, you begin to upset the balance, and as I understood, it doesn't feel good. Right, yeah. Why does Ned get to stick around then? Does he just ignore it? Council are a special case. They're more similar to demigods or demons than they are to us. That's fascinating. Tell me about it. I'd have joined ages ago, but they're uptight dicks. They don't seem to be so bad to me. That's because you have not run into any of their ridiculous rules. Bunch of bloody regulations on manipulating life force and certain standards on the treatment of spirits. There's go by inclusive terms that human rights of all, for all not quite human entities. Interesting. Is that why you gave me the hours back? Because Ned realized you broke the rules? No. That was all within the guidelines, despite this his blustering. I gave them back because I felt bad. That's all. Oh, neat. So you pity me. I love that. I'm actually really into it. No, dude, it's not like that at all. Nah, you don't need to clarify. I get it. Seriously? Last day on Earth? Moving on? Fine, sure. I'm sorry. Sorry, I've got to serve this customer. I'll help. Really? It's probably not a Twick person job. That's less efficient than on some, sometimes Christian doesn't care. Yep. Come on. Day 2, 6 p.m. The terminal. Ew. Anything else you need doing? Nah. I'm gonna take this tray of glasses into the kitchen. You can go chill for a bit. I'll take them. You need a break. Sure. Where's the kitchen? That way you'll find it eventually. Cool. Back in a minute.
Your puns are nothing compared to the raw power of my castles. Nothing!
Yeah. What's this then?
Ah! My castle! Brought low by my own hubris.
No, it was just a pawn. Maybe a little bit of hubris. Bishop.
Knight!
castles and check.
Check, you say?
Oh, didn't think of that.
You activated my trap card. Oh, hey, Maddie. Come check this out. I tricked him into a false sense of security.
Oh man, that's embarrassing. You seriously let her outmaneuver you that hard? Yeah. I'm very ashamed. I suppose the real hubris was inside me all along.
I freaking love winning.
Oh, whoops, that's wrong lady.
I should try doing this more often. A chance to win at chess. Oh, could grow into a big winning streak, you know? Do you want to play something with us? I should really head back down to the bar. There's nobody there.
Come on, take a load up. If anyone really needs you, they'll know where to find you.
How about I grab us all a drink? Make sure there's nobody waiting down there. Let me play something. Won't be 4 minutes. You actually gonna come back this time? You never come back.
I'll come back. Promise. Why don't you pick out a game while I'm gone? Let's find something, Ashley. Let's find something. Ashley, do you feel like playing today? Or what do you feel like playing today?
Something, something with a lot of dice.
Dice it is. We'll see you in a minute, Maddie. 6:15, Ashley's workshop. Dude, what the heck is that thing?
And that's why the 4th season of Row Battle Royale was an absolute betrayal.
But you still want to be on it one day.
Well, yeah. Unless an indie circuit opens up.
Like in wrestling?
Exactly like in wrestling. Melbourne's got a local show. I want something like that.
You could probably put your own local league together if you worked really hard.
Perhaps you could build robots and get people to battle them? Human control bots are boring, though. I want to get more of the spirit juice and put together a bigger arsenal. How big? I think I'll start at car-sized, then move on to more of a bus-adjacent form factor.
Huh. I'm not sure we have enough power for one of those. We have to get Maddie to source you a large amount of it. We need liters of it at least.
That'd be super cool. Did you say it was illegal, though?
Well, technically. But what Ned doesn't know won't hurt him. He'd lose his head if he knew half the things we were doing around here. I don't know, it seems fairly lenient with you, right? He hasn't always liked that. A long time before you turned up, he nearly shut me down because would you believe it's because I sheltered a criminal?
Ned really nearly shut you down because of that? Am I thinking of the same criminal you are?
Trust me, the irony was apparent. I found it very, very funny.
What sort of criminal were they?
Just a minor demon on the run.
I don't know what she did to get a price on her head.
I just took her in when she stumbled through the door. dripping blood everywhere.
That's metal.
It was extremely metal.
How long do you manage to hide her for?
Oh, not too long. Maybe 6 weeks. Time flew by, if I'm being honest.
What is that? Was she from the clock realm?
No, nothing like that. We, bonded.
Magically? How do you do that? I thought I heard you telling Maddie that that sort of thing was impossible between beings on this plane.
No, not magically. We were... lovers.
Ew. Yuck. Ew.
Happier days.
I love hearing about when you were young and reckless.
Gosh, what do you think I am now, huh? Old and boring?
Definitely old?
Despite it myself, I must say, you're definitely not boring. There's that patented Maddie charm.
Well, you know me. I'm full of them.
Oh yeah. Charms. X's. Curses.
That's all on your account, old man.
Yeah, I won't deny that. Hey, Maddie.
Hey, dude. Having trouble finding the kitchen?
Yeah, I couldn't. I checked everywhere.
It's behind the bar, man. Can't miss it.
I told you, I checked everywhere.
Nah, you're not catching my drift. It's just behind the bar. Can't miss it. Have another look. It'll be there this time. Sometimes you gotta remind the quantum hallways that they exist.
Fine. How long are you gonna keep him here, Maddie?
Oh, we're keeping him? No, we're not keeping him. We're gonna let him stay as long as he wants. He'll leave on his own accord at some point.
You feel sorry for him?
Weirdly, yes. I don't usually get attached to customers, but he's a good dude. I like him.
Do you like him because he's nice? Or because he was good at passing your tools over?
Yes. Don't get too attached. He's not going to be here forever. Well, duh. I know how it works. I'm going to enjoy having him around just like you taught me. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Ashley, that's from the motivational calendar I threw out last week. I never said that. Same thing. I'm used to people moving on, is the point. I can deal with it. Good.
What's gonna happen when Maddie dies? Because she is human, as far as we know. No, don't just throw that! Fuck.
You gonna keep staring at that coffee stain or not? Yeah. Okay.
Whatever. What do you want from this conversation? I'm an open book as far as matters of life and death are concerned. Yeah. I don't want to go. I know you've probably heard this from, I don't know, 1,000 people or whatever. It's not about staying around for people or wanting to go back to my old life. As wonderful and non-stressful as that sounds, like, I'm not afraid of what lies on the other side. I don't think there's any point worrying about it until I'm here, or until I'm there. I just don't think I've spent enough time here. The cafe? No. All this, I guess you'd call it this plane? Roughly speaking, I suppose so. I want to know what you did to be able to stay. Sure. Did Maddie give you those hours back? Yeah. Why? Well, that's a way. You can just find enough hours to stay as a spirit, half here, half gone. But it's a wretched existence. I wouldn't want to live like that. How would you find the hours, though? There's only so many you can get from the consenting beings, right? The crappy psychology of gambling aside, you're right, yes. So the question is, how do you do that? How do you create life from nothing? The answer is that you can't, Kishan. It's impossible. There's always got to be the same sort of balance maintained. Everyone who learns to manipulate the fundamental life forces understands that no matter whether they're doing good or bad things with their skills, here's the thing though. You don't need both parties to agree. It's just a social nicety. Something that separates us from, well, if you don't do that. That's where the idea of vampires came from, for example. Those bastards. They're not special or anything, they're just dickheads. Anyway, if you can take life force from people, you can also drain it from animals and plants. But in this business, there's a lot you don't or can't understand. One of the things you can't understand is why life force from animals and plants is tainted. It feels gross. If it didn't, everyone would take it. Consequences be damned. How are you feeling today, before Maddie took those hours back? I felt like I was slipping away. Like my mind was really foggy. I was really hard to think or put sentences together. Nobody really noticed, though. Typical? Imagine that, but 10 times worse. You're foggy, but there's also something fundamentally wrong. Like, you're a collection of puzzle pieces that don't quite fit together. Like an engine that's running out of oil. That sounds horrifying, right? So, should I do it? Probably not. How would I stay otherwise? Well, you could always go on the lam, just run for it. But you'd catch me. Not me personally, but yes, the council would eventually. And that's it? That's my only option? Perhaps. Depends on how you feel about bonding your soul for eternity to a fundamentally neutral arbiter of justice. I have no strong feelings about it, one way or another. Smart arse. Would you regret it if you stayed here forever instead of moving on? I don't know. I guess that'd be up to me, right? How do you mean? In the end, how I feel about taking a big branch in my life is just a matter of how I frame it. I can focus on what I'll regret, sure, but it's not a useful way to spend my time. If I focus on the future, on everything that's in the possibility space instead of outside of it, that's probably better for me, yeah? Sure. You don't sound convinced. Yeah. I'm just ambivalent on it. Ambivalent on it. Jeez. I try not to think about anything too hard these days. But if you're willing to accept eternal bondage with the council, I can keep you here. It's not easy work, though. You have to act in the best interest of the system, not its individual parts. Bureaucracy at its finest. How'd you learn to deal with it? Just took some time. When you're used to it, you learn not to think too hard about what you're doing. As long as you take holistic views of everything, things generally shake out alright. You tend to only bother the biggest rule breakers anyway. Maddie being one of them. Habitually. She wouldn't be getting so much leeway if it weren't for Che. I don't understand that guy. He's nice, we chatted a bit, but what makes him so special? He's provided services in the past. I can count on one hand the number of people who know as much about the manipulation of life force as he does. He's been researching it for over 100 years. No way. He's that old? He looks like 60 max. Yep, much older than that. Wild. We're getting sidetracked, though. How do you feel about joining the council? I don't hand out offers willy-nilly, you know? I'm interested, but can I have some time to think about it? How much time you have? Been out for nearly 25 hours. You're overdue. Put on Maddie's tab. Okay. I assume you're not going to stick around forever. Unlikely. If the next few hours are anything like how I felt this morning, I'll stick around until you have a solid answer. Cool. Want to get drunk? You're already drinking, mate. Che told me about something pretty special he's got behind the bar. Unless it's something really special, he's probably offered me some. And even then... So you've tried the bottled soul? You pulling my leg? Nope. You've got to be mistaken. You haven't seen it in person, have you? Yeah, I actually have seen it. That's quite illegal. I expected better from him. Damn it. So we're gonna get drunk, drink it or not? Council regulations require me to confiscate it or force the owner to dispose of it. Are we doing a favor then? I suppose. Come on, dude. Chase said it'd knock you flat. When you say you, do you mean me? Or you? Or just anyone who drinks? Anyone. It's like 200% alcohol or something. That's not technically possible. But I'll admit my interest is piqued. Well, Let's not waste any time. Damn it. This was a setup, wasn't it? Basically. You in? Fine. Oh, this is deadly. Good thing dead people can't get alcohol poisoning. Hey. To bureaucracy. Huh, to bureaucracy. Oh. Your orders arrived. 3 days late, mate. It got held up. Mutual acquaintance of yours. Ah, shite. That explains why he's in my hair. I'll be there in half an hour. The catabasis is considered to be a vital part of the hero's narrative. Every hero goes to hell at some point. And in the stories, they usually come back, which is a bit that seems weird to me. I don't think that's how it works in real life. The cafe had a bunch of heroes come through, claiming that they were going to conquer hell and come back. Never returned as far as I saw. The idea of catabasis is that, in the grand scheme of things, hell, or the underworld, or Hades, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it's on the outside of wherever you are. Like we're trapped inside this sphere, and we leave it to get to hell. Did the ancient Greeks ever consider that maybe we've been on the outside while the whole time, just wanting to get out? Maybe they did. Matter of perspective, I guess. I'll ask one sometime if I ever meet one. But perhaps we're just waiting our entire lives for this to pass through firmament to the next place. To be driftwood that washes up on the shores of whatever the next place actually is. Seems weird, but maybe that's where we're naturally meant to be. I'm thinking it's possible that this world isn't some sort of proving ground or anything. Maybe it's just a waiting room. A beautiful, flawed, complex waiting room. Personally, I don't think there's anything like heaven or hell waiting for us. No judgment either. The world doesn't even operate in binaries or absolutes. That's just flawed human thinking projected onto things that are much, much more complex than they can ever perceive. I don't think that's wanting. I don't think that what's waiting on the other side is even something that we can contemplate. I bet it's cool. It's a shame that it's a one-way trip, though. Huh, that's a neat way of looking at it. Alrighty guys, well I'd say that about does us for the day. Unfortunately I would love to pursue this more, but I don't have time. So anyway guys, I'm Magnus. If you liked looking at Necrobarista, there's a link in the description down below to the Steam page. It is coming to the Nintendo Switch and other platforms at some point in the future. It is just right now only on PC as far as I'm aware. Just because it took them a long time to make it. About lost the keyboard. But, anyway, it runs you about 20 bones, so if by chance you do want to pick it up, it is about 20 bucks. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. It is gorgeous, and I think the topics that it covers is important. I feel like, you know, we shy away from death, and death is a very taboo subject in the West. And I feel like, you know what, maybe it's time we look a little bit on the inward side of things, and try and figure that stuff out. But anyway guys, I'm Magnus, and if you like this kind of content, then please consider subscribing or following me on Twitch. And if you really like this stuff, then please consider checking out my Patreon like these wonderful people right here, Purpley the Purpliest, Hannah Wolf, and Mixed Scales. But anyway guys, I'll catch you on the flip side with more crazy content, and I'll probably finish off Necrobarista at some point in the future when I get a spare day off, or when I get a spare time when work's not trying to kill me. But anyway guys, in the meantime, catch you later. Bye-bye.